guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I'm here with a quick peek at Heroes of the Bitter Harvest and a couple of expansions that you can use with it as well. Lock and Load was nice enough to send me a copy of this and the other stuff I'm getting ready to send you, and I gotta say I am definitely quite pleased that they sent this, because it's gonna make me get Lock and Load Tactical back out. It has been a little while since I have played it, and it is looking excellent. This is the back of the box, goes into the little blurb about the time frame where it's taking place, all that good stuff, what's in it. June 28th, 1942, German High Command launched the offensive of Case Blue. So this has to do with that. You're going to have the German and the Russian forces in this, plus a lot of cool stuff. We're not going to worry about all the game include stuff because I'm getting ready to show you that, but all the people involved with the game are people like Mr. David Heath, Devin Hinkle, Blackwell, obviously, and Stephanie Tengray. Stephanie, forgive me, I know I'm saying that wrong, and Mark. So let's take a look and see what we got in it. Sorry, I'm not bumping the camera, but it is attached to the table, so it kind of shakes around because this box is heavy. You can hear it. It's got some heft to it. It's got some weight, and that is because there's a lot of good stuff that comes in this. And I gotta say, back in the day, right, I've got pretty much damn near everything that's Lock and Load Tactical, but the Heroes of Normandy was my favorite. That was the first one that I ever got, and I freaking love that one. It's my all-time favorite classic. I love all of them, but that one is like just wholesome to me. I don't know, it's something about it. But this one might take the cake now of which one that I say people should get first if you're going to get one of the games, because there's just so much in this box. There's so much crap that comes with this thing that you're starting off with damn near everything that you need to really get into the game. Companion book here, the rule set, and look, the spiral bound stuff. You gotta love that. The 5.1 rule set, which is the newest rule set that they have. There's some people that I recognize on there. You guys might recognize one of them. There's a really ugly fella on here somewhere. I'm not pointing him out specifically, but he might be, right. Just pick it, buddy. I love you, man. But yeah, 5.1 rule set. This thing is big. Make sure you check it out. I've got the boot camp series that covers all the rules on it. So we're not going to get specifically into that, but I do like how they've got that spiral bound. The thing was, though, is I wasn't anticipating this, the companion book that comes in this, because it has other stuff that I was not anticipating being in a core box like this, because usually stuff like this was like expansions that you would get. All right, so some specific rules that you're going to find for this specific module, that's fine. That's to be expected to be in here. The data cards, which it goes into really cool stuff. Lock and Load Digital, Lock and Load Tactical Digital, definitely recommend checking that one out. That's fun. If you don't have the time to actually get the game out and you want to play it, this makes it really easy to play it. But now they also have this like role-playing campaign about how to like make your own commander and progress tracks and all this other stuff. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? That one caught me by surprise. You guys will be seeing this here in just a second. But the solo assistant, right? What used to be the expansion specifically for the game. Now that is here in the companion book on how to use the cards, what all they mean. Because, and obviously there's scenarios before I forget to mention it. Obviously, the scenarios for your games, orders of battle, the maps, all that good stuff is here in the companion book as well. But they are showing that because, look at this. Look at this. Look. The cards are right here. They're in the damn box. I'm like, what the hell, man? This is so cool. To have these cards right here, ready to go. Player aids are in here deeper. You guys are going to be seeing those here in just a second. Now, you guys will be seeing these cards a little bit later on because I'm actually going to pull them out. I'm probably going to play a scenario of this because I just want to get it out and poke around with it. But these are the the solo cards, right? What runs the AI system. Basically, if they're in threat range, so if they're really close to you, 1 or 2 X's away, what they're going to try to do, and then the other type of orders that they're going to give. There are dice there up in the corner that can be used, so you can kind of play it with cards if you don't want to roll, but I like rolling. And I do believe there should be a offensive and defensive set of cards in here. I might be wrong on that, but we'll take a look at these later and see. But they should have that. Something else kind of neat that is in here is a hill set. It's already glued together. This caught me by surprise. I thought it was just a couple of like terrain pieces that were just in there, but then I realized they're actually connected, right? So if you guys can see that, look at that. They've actually already got it connected. So this must be for a specific scenario that's in there, but that's already put together. Here are the data cards that I was mentioning earlier. It looks like some of this is for that RPG stuff. That's completely new for me. I don't know much about that. I'm gonna have to do a little digging. The others are the data cards for all the different units that are in the game, the Germans and the Soviets. So we'll have to take a look at those and see what all comes in that. Our D6s, obviously. Now, something else that I was kind of surprised by is it seems like it comes with 2 sets of maps now, like the small set and the big set, right? Because there's map 77 in there, and then there's map 77 here too. So this is like the smaller version. You guys can see how big the hex is. And then they have what they call their X maps, and it seems like the X maps are now included in the base game, which I kind of like, because if I don't have a whole lot of room or I'm playing a larger scenario, I can use the smaller maps so it doesn't take up as much table space. Let's see, where are the other maps? Those are the player aids. Counters, we're going to look at those. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. All these maps that are in here. So here we go. Boom. Map 77. All right. And these aren't double-sided. These are just single-sided. But there's that one. And then here's this one. So you've got the 2 different size maps that you can use. They're both the same. This one's just a little bit bigger. What? Almost double the size, a third bigger, something like that. Just up to you on which one you want to use, I guess. I am surprised. I didn't know they were including that now in every game. But he might have told me, and it might have slipped my mind. I've had a lot of stuff going on recently. But let's take a look at all the maps. We've got one forest here. Looks like a city map. For 78, 79, looks like some type of farming area. Little road running through. Big set of crops here on 80. And then obviously any other lock and load tactical stuff that you have, right? It can be combined. So if you have other maps, you can use those with these. And something I've always liked is their player aids are nice and thick. So when you lay them down, you can easily crease like this if I'm bending my stuff. But do it like that, and it lays down flat. See? You don't have to worry about tearing it, creasing it. There's a nice thick cardstock here, so it doesn't tear up as you're playing with it. Map 81, different type of city. Well, I like that one. I think that would be fun to play on. I'm gonna have to find a scenario that has this map. I'm gonna use this one. Let's see what else we have. 82, little farm village looks like. Kind of cool, like that. Little wooden buildings. And 83 is a big, oh, look, that's our hill. That's our hill. Found it, right? So this is the X Maps version. This would go on the smaller one, so we'd have to have 83. Let me find that. Got map 83. Let's crease it out, and boom. Just like that. So you can have the map, like actually the hill actually there on the map like that. That's cool. I like that, man. That's just sweet. That's that little bit that just takes it to that next level. You know what I mean? Okay, that's cool. I definitely like that. It really does seem like they've taken the mindset for Lock and Load Tactical now to be, how much can you fit in the box? Always one more. One more little thing can go in there. Look at all these player aids. Right? We haven't even touched on the counters yet. We got a stack of player aids. I'm going to go through them quick because there's a whole stack, and I've got some expansions I want to show you guys too. I don't think most of these are double-sided. There should be singles. Turn record track, our terrain effects, skill reference. So skills, another one. Another terrain effects chart. Is that the same one? No. Combat tables. So damage check calculations. Another combat table, direct fire table. I think this is the modifiers. Yep. Leadership modifiers and the like. And weapon ammo targets. Oh, small arms. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. I should know this because I've done all the boot camp videos, but this is telling you how to do the attack, how to do the defender to get their numbers, doing the damage check. So small arms versus infantry, small arms versus vehicles and helicopters, how to do mortar fire. Basically a little gist. So once you know the rules, the gist of how it's going to work. Your melee table, which I always avoid melee. I like shooting. Prefer that over melee. Got our direct fire reference table, German point cost. Oh, so if you're creating your own scenarios, how much certain types of units are going to cost. Same thing here for our German or our Soviet table. So Russian leaders, German infantry. Like the Russian infantry is cheaper, but of course it should be cheaper because they're not quite as good as the German infantry. Yeah, cool stuff like that. Okay, yep. And I was going to say this should be double-sided because it should have the vehicles on the back, and it does. Outline of play, so basic stuff. Rally phase, operations phase, movement, spotting, how that's going to work. And our solo, yep, which guarantees that they have to have the defensive thing because that's what these are, right? Yeah, offensive, right? The red one's offensive. The green ones should be defensive, or there should be a defensive one on there somewhere. Where is that? Yep, it's on the back side. So we've got the red, the offensive side. The blue is now the defensive side. So the player aid on what the enemy's going to do in certain situations. Can they do this? Or do they have this type of situation? Yes, no. And you do yes, no throughout this until it gives you a situation, what you're going to do. You're going to fire, you're not going to fire, you're going to move, whatever it is. So that is cool. That is all part of the solo cards, right? Stuff that used to be an expansion just comes in the game now. That's awesome. I don't know. He's got to take in money from himself. I'm kind of thinking that this has to be selling for a chunk more than they used to sell their sets for because of how much is in here. Stuff that used to be separate expansions is now just all packed right in there, good to go from moment one. So yeah, you're going to have a buttload of player aids, but it's really just the player aids that you need. When it comes to the actual gameplay itself of what's in the box, like actually playing the game, you only need 2 or 3 of the player aids to actually do it, like, the fire, results, damage, stuff like that. All right, so I had to have a quick cut in there to get some people to shut up and to grab the counters out because since these are already pre-rounded and everything, they pop out so easily. I'm going to have to put these in a tray when I get done because you guys can see they're all just popping out. Now, that's actually a good thing because I would rather have counters that pop out too easily than counters that don't pop out, because I'm sure plenty of you have had counters before that like rip away from the sheet, and as you pull them out, the thing catches on the back and you're trying to like not tear it and all that crap. So at least these do not have that, but they do pop out here very easily. So, as you can see, though, we have a bunch of Russian infantry, and I think some specialized infantry, some AT guns down here, some KV-1s, some T-34s, and some T-70s. You can see their stats are listed down here on the counters. I am definitely looking forward to getting these to the table. Oh, and in case you are unaware, the little arrow there in the corner is directional. These counters for the tanks, for the vehicles, it does matter because they have things like front and side armor and all that good stuff. For infantry, though, and your medium counters like AT guns and machine guns like these, direction doesn't matter. But for vehicles, it does matter. So, slide that out of the way. We have some more German infantry, the rest of the Soviet infantry, which they lost a support counter here. Pop in, come on, go in. Oh, look at that. I get one in and two fall out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to tray these up after I get done filming this. The weapons here, these are support weapons you give like to your infantry squads. Give them a little extra firepower. We got some motorcycles, some German infantry. What is this? Looks like horse and buggy. I don't know. Cool stuff. I have to check those out. As far as tanks, we've got some Panzer IIs, Panzer IIIs, Panzer IIIJs, some more T-34s, the IL-2. That's really cool. That's going to be awesome. And more German infantry that we're dropping out here. And these counters, the ones that look like little turrets here, those are the ones that you're going to use to designate what direction like a take turret is pointing in. We've got more German infantry, some German special weapons, looks like some SS guys, our German leadership down over here. Their AT guns, machine guns, and some Panzer IVs. It looks like different types of Panzer IVs, Panzer IV-F, Panzer IV-G, Panzer II-J, the SS version of it. All right, and down over here, we're losing more counters because they're all falling out. Let's see, more Panzer IV, some Stugs, some mortars, some armored cars down over here. And this is all our selection of admin counters: melee, shaken, ops complete, wounded, fire for effect. That's going to be like for your artillery. So not a fired marker you put on like infantry who fired, but this is for calling in artillery strikes. And let's see if I can do this without dropping them all out. And as you can see, the admin counters, a lot of them are double-sided. So like our fire for effect markers, the other side of that you can see is the spotted round, abandoned upper levels of buildings, low crawl. So all our admin type counters here. And a few more admin counters. A lot of these have popped out. A bunch of different ones: smoke, fire, spotting, star shells, wrecks, foxholes, your fired and move markers. The backs of those should be moved. Yep, they're moved. So if you move your infantry or your vehicles, you'll mark them down, all that good stuff. And then I do believe these up here are your skill markers for different skills that units might possess. And look at this. Look how many I've dropped out just in the course of trying to show you guys, man. And I am unsure what these are. I'm going to have to figure those out. Some of those are from other sheets. They ended up getting punched through. Those look like those RPG counters that they were talking about. Have to figure more of those out. Some more admin counters: acquiring target, fire markers, victory and objective markers, and hold down markers and vehicle emplacement. Admin type counters for your vehicles if they're, hull down or any of that good stuff. All right, now I'm going to try to do this without mixing up any of the counters, but I've got a couple other things that I want to show you guys. I also got Valor of the 13th and Enemy at the Gates. These are expansions that can be used with the Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, all Russian and German forces. This adds a whole bunch of scenarios, units, maps, cool stuff. Basically, more gameplay, right? What we all want to have for all our things. But Problem is just like those counters pop out relatively easily, these counters do the same. So I'm going to try to do this without knocking out a whole bunch because I don't want to mix these up. Oh my God. Look at that. What? That's the only bad part about this is that they all pop out so easily. And, you know, I'm happy about it because the counters don't mess up. They don't get torn up. But they do not stay in there whatsoever. Let's look at this thing. Look at that. Oh man, the whole thing is almost empty. All right, so this is Valor of the 13th. Pull that out. This adds in some more specific rules, right? So in addition to what we already have, this looks like it's adding in stuff like vehicle crew stunned, gun barrel destroyed, mobility damage, turret damage, mobility destroyed, turret destroyed. So not just a vehicle being destroyed or not destroyed or shaken, but now specific parts of the vehicle can be destroyed. And we should have more scenarios as well. Yep, a whole bunch of scenarios. I wonder how many scenarios come in this thing. Let's see, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more scenarios, and it says 2 of them are monsters. What are these monster scenarios that they speak of? Monster scenario, solo. Oh, wow, look at that. Look how many units. Holy crap. Oh, good grief. That would be massive. That would cover a whole huge table right there. Okay, that's cool. That is awesome that they've got that marked down as a monster scenario. Evidently, there's a couple of them. See down here, monster scenario, and then the specific rules. And oh, cool! This is a little bit different style map. Okay, check this out. Look at that. All right, so we got a huge map to add to it, and this one, it is the same size as the smaller ones. All right, so the X maps, the bigger maps, this is the smaller version, okay, that we saw in there. And I think this only comes with the one map. Yeah, it comes with one big map, I think. Oh, wait, no. We got some more. We got some more down there. All right, so that's one map. All right, so we also have a player aid that goes into the advanced vehicle combat, and this is for all of those counters, showing the turret damage destroyed, vehicle stunned, all that cool stuff that we were just seeing. And it looks like the majority of the counters that came with this thing are that as well. There are some vehicle counters. It looks like there's a Tiger, some more T-34, some more KV-1s. Most of it is admin. So from like here up is admin counters, but the rest of them, you see, it's already popped out. All of them did, man. You can see the backside. That's all the stats for the weapon, right? The gun turret for the tank. Look at that. I can't even put one in without knocking them out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get all of these organized once we get off. But there you go. There's all the counters, man. I'm sorry. I'm not like laughing at it. And honestly, like I said, I'm not hating on them for it. It is a pain in the butt to get it and to have all your counters popped out like this. But like I said, I would rather have the counters punch very easily than the counters not punch. If I have to choose between too easy or too tough, I will take too easy every single day. Be brutal honest, it is a pain in the ass when you've got to organize all your counters and they're like this. They're in the bag. All right, let's toss that out of the way. We got all our vehicles here, more T-34s, and these look like just the basic T-34s. Must be for those monster scenarios, right? We're going to have a bunch of T-34s and the like. Let's push this out of the way and see what this other map is. Is this the same map that we just saw, but the different version? Is this 88? Let's see. No, this is 87. So we've got 2. What is this? Holy crap. Oh my God, look at this. This is huge too. Oh wow. Look at that. Look at that. That is cool. I love that. And this looks like it's that small size too, right? This is just a one-off because you can tell looking at the side of it, there's not a spot where you can overlap it, right? You can do these other maps and have the others just up against the edge. You can't do that on this. So this is just a one-off map. That's a cool one though. It's a big field with a small little village there, and then this hill and this road running along the bottom. This would be a good one for a tank battle, right? Lots of open lines of sight to have the shots going back and forth. A little bit over here, breaking it up, depending on which way you're pushing in. Same way down over here. And then the village. That would be a good scenario, right? Like the one side's trying to hold the village and the other side's kind of coming in. Okay, I gotta stop. I'll start talking too much about this, but that is cool. I'm looking forward to this one. Heroes of the 13th, or not Heroes of the 13th, Valor of the 13th. And that's a good way, by the way, just in case you don't know this. When it comes to Lock and Load Tactical, when it comes to the core sets, right? What's a game in and of itself, a core game, it'll say Heroes of whatever. All right, so like this one's Heroes of Bitter Harvest. If it says something else, right, it doesn't have Heroes of, then that means it's an expansion. All right, good way for you to keep track of it. But this one has a couple of maps, a player aid, a big rule booklet that has a bunch of scenarios, and a lot of units that actually get added. Let's look here. It looks like Tigers, KV-1s, and T-34s are the units that get added because there's no infantry in this. This is all about the vehicles, the big tank battles, which would make sense since it comes with a couple of very big maps that have good open fields for tanks. So that's a cool one. And our other one, which you can see, there's some counters down there at the bottom. God, it makes me chuckle. Enemy at the gates, right? And showing you some of the units. We got more T-34s, but T-34-85s. Anti-tank guns, infantry, snipers, some leaders, Panzer IV-H. So this looks like maybe a later time frame. Let's pop this one open and see what all we got in here. A lot of game stuff. A lot of game to play, mix together all this with the Bitter Harvest. Oh, look, these actually stayed in. All right, this one should have about the same amount of scenarios. Let's see. What is that? Page 5? Is that a scenario? That's not a scenario. Yeah, those are rules. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I was going to say it should be 10 because I think he likes to put 10 in all of his expansions and his games. So this, what are we adding? We're adding Severe Rubble. And we are adding in a Maxim machine gun, which I was already in it. Sniper repositioned, which would make sense because that's actually kind of a pain in the butt. A lot of, if I remember right, the snipers don't have movement. So once they get placed, they're pretty much stuck wherever they are. So being able to move them will be good. And sewer movement. That's something new. And it looks like the rest of that's going to be scenarios. So yeah, a bunch of scenarios, some new rules for snipers, rubble, and the like. And does this have monster scenarios? Well, it doesn't say anything about monster scenarios. So I guess the 13th is if you want monster scenarios. Although, look at that. Armor at Pavlov's house. Cool, man. Gotta love it. That one looks pretty big. This one's a 4-map one. Keeping the Huns at bay. 4 freaking maps, man. That'd be huge. So they're pretty big. They're monster-esque. So definitely cool scenarios. Let's see what else we got. And it looks like 2, 3, 4, 5. How many maps? 5 maps? Okay, that's good. Nope, 4 maps. Look at me, miscounting. And it looks like this one actually comes with the regular size and then the X maps. All right, so you've got both sides. And I actually kind of prefer the smaller ones because it allows me to play bigger games in a smaller amount of space, right? You get what I'm saying? Because the other ones, they might look good on the table, but you quickly run out of space and you don't have room for like player aids and your counters and everything gets mixed up. So these smaller ones make it easier to get the game out on the table. You see? All right, but anyway, that's one. That's 92 and 93 here. Another village. 90. That's some type of industrial complex. You can tell heavier buildings, right? Like stone buildings and then wood buildings over here to the side. That does come into play in defensive modifiers. I think it's like +2 on those, +1 on that. And then another industrial complex. It looks like a lot of city type areas here. You could do like a Stalingrad scenario or something like that, maybe. Cool stuff. I like that. So how many is this? 5? 4. I keep miscounting it. Let's see. 90, 91, 92, 93. Yeah, 4 maps. So it looks like we got the 4 maps in each size. And then a set of counters here. Support weapons. The sewer movement. I'm going to have to read the rules on that because I haven't heard of sewer movement at all. Max machine guns, bunch of infantry, and then some with those half tracks, tank destroyers, T-34s, and some more T-70s. A lot of vehicles, and then our severe rubble counters up here, which should have some type of defensive modifier depending on how much this gives you. I would guess that would give you like a +2 defense. And look at that. I got a whole stack of them. Look, they all fell out. Okay, I got to keep these separate so I can get them boxed up. All right, but anyway, this is a huge amount of lock and load tactical type stuff. We've got our Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. Huge amount of gameplay just in that alone. Loving the fact that it comes with the solo assistant. Looking forward to trying that out. Looking through these data cards and all the different units. Checking out that RPG thing that they were talking about. That sounds really cool. It's so much that comes in this box alone. And then the 2 expansions alone. So we're talking, what, like 30 some scenarios to play through, including a couple of monster ones. That's freaking awesome. All right, yeah, definitely as soon as I get a couple of tables cleared off, I've got one more ahead of this that I've got to do first, and then carrier off to the side that is getting ready to start being filmed now. But we'll have to put together a little scenario here of some Lock and Load Tactical 5.1. It's been a while since I filmed it, and I started with Lock and Load Tactical, so I need to get it back to the table, do some gaming with it, because it's just too much fun, and I got to try out this new stuff here. All right, but that's going to be it for me on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this little overview. If you have any specific scenarios you'd like to see, definitely let me know. I'm going to try to keep it to something like 2 or 3 maps, maybe 4 map max. 2 map thing would do pretty good. Something like this. Or maybe an industrial complex with some type of field next to it, because I want to have some tank gameplay going on. I want to get some vehicles involved with it. But anyway, you guys let me know what you're in the mood to see, and I will try to get it put together for you. That's going to be it for me. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.